Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the local news. I am Tommy Johnagin.
And I'll tell you, I'm Alex Jones.
This is the news that won't make you sad. We find stories from across the country and around the globe, staying away from politics and pop culture, because who needs that shit?
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
A couple days ago, if you're listening to this, but you,
Unless you're my neighbor and listening live, it's not Halloween anymore. You're
But-
definitely, unless you're listening to this a year after we recorded it, which is possible.
you and I, Halloween.
But for us, we're living in the present, and it's Halloween.
Moore asked if we were going to record in our costumes, and we're not.
Why
but-
did you not say that?
Hmm?
Why are you just saying that?
It's been a whirlwind when I got over here. I set up, I go inside, I go to the bathroom, I'm playing with your kid, I'm setting up.
Yeah, an hour late, but we're not here to talk about that.
Okay,
The idea that we've been sitting here and you didn't say that, I feel like we should be in costumes right now.
You want to go change? I'll vamp, and then I'll go change. I got to go to the car, get mine.
I feel like we got to go hard edit.
Hard edit? Just
hard cut.
Smash?
I mean...
You think I blew it?
I think you blew it.
You think I blew it pretty hard? But
why did you not say that?
But here's what I'll say.
I would have done it.
Is when the video comes out, it's after Halloween, which is like two weirdos dressed up.
But it's the Halloween episode.
But if it came out on Halloween, after Halloween, people have moved on. No one's thinking about the spooky, scary stuff. Everyone wants to see
this is a
dressed up like a turkey.
Great idea, bad timing is what you just did there.
Well, it was Moore's idea. I can't even take credit for it.
Do you have your costume?
It's in the car. Homemade.
Secret, or
not going to blow anyone away.
You're not going to tell me, or do you want to tell me?
I'm not. I won't tell you. It's so.
You don't want to tell the people? Should we go in a soundproof booth?
No, it's just so unimpressive that I need every ounce of,
Oh, you need everybody to be like, oh.
Because it's not. If I tell you what it is, and
why'd you go unimpressive? Why didn't you go impressive?
I did what I could. I waited till yesterday to put a costume together.
Did you get anything at Target?
Well,
that's not sponsored, by the way. I'm just saying that for free.
Your wife was correct. They had pulled all of the Halloween stuff down. It was straight up Christmas over there. Just Halloween stuff.
I mean, the
gone.
fact that you pull out all the Halloween stuff the day before Halloween, not acting like nobody needs a costume. Maybe someone didn't have a friend, then they made a friend, they got invited to a Halloween party.
Unless they had they sold out of everything that they had.
Maybe.
I don't get it. Is this dog new? Is this a new neighbor?
That dog's been over there for a little bit.
I've never met that guy. That's a new guy.
Sounds like he doesn't like you, though.
I'm getting that vibe. I
think they got two dogs back there.
What size?
We're recording outside. If you're
Big?
watching on YouTube,
you see
or I guess
that?
even if you're listening, you may hear a dog.
May hear a dog.
I don't know if it's coming over the mic.
I don't know how good these mics are, how loud that dog is. There's a lot of variables, a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's November? Can I be that guy for a second?
It's not November yet.
Can you believe it's November? People
Tomorrow
listening.
It's November.
People are listening to this. It's November.
I feel like I would have been in better shape to record an hour and 15 minutes ago. I'm tired now.
Suffered a traumatic defeat in football. Then I get in the car and I'm driving. All of Los Feliz Boulevard is shut down. It's just closed.
That sounds like bullshit.
Look it up. Get on your phone. Pull it out.
On a Sunday?
This is what I'll do a hard edit for. Completely shut down. Shut down at Griffith Park. There's a policeman, fire trucks. Also, unrelated, I get in my car. Glendale Boulevard, Central in Glendale shut down. And I see there's a guy up on top of a thing. They got fire trucks and police
Why's the guy on
cars.
top of a thing?
Seems like he's in a bad spot, but they had to shut down for that.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
That seems like a stunt.
I had quite a journey over here, is what I'm trying to communicate to you. I've been through a lot. You just been over here, puffing a cigar.
I just lit a cigar. I'm tired. I tried a plant-based protein powder.
Okay.
With some almond milk.
Okay.
And just some ice.
Mm-hmm.
And a spoonful of peanut butter this morning, right?
What do you think high school Tommy meets adult Tommy? You think they're buds? You think they're friends?
Well, if I can be totally honest, high school Tommy who drank a big thing of milk, chocolate milk, for breakfast with a Pop-Tart, and adult Tommy drinking a plant-based protein shake had about the same amount of diarrhea today.
Really?
I thought that plant-based thing, I thought I was going to grow an inch and feel stronger and awake and more powerful. But I drank the shake, Harper has to do a film, which I don't know if we talked about this in podcast. School, I don't know if school assignments have gotten out of hand or if this is just local or what. But she has to. You get to choose. Do you want to do a film? Do you want to make a painting? Do you want to do a performance art thing? She's like, I want to do a film. I was like, that's great.
Yep.
We'll just do a fun little movie about you in the backyard being a gymnast, hard up, whatever. We're going to do it. And then you read the details. It has to be a film about how you would change the world or make the whole world better. That's a big assignment.
Yeah.
For a third grader. So we're up there banging out a script about how to change the world. And then I got to take Everett to swim. And like right when we get to the swim class, I was like, man, I'm about to shut this pool down.
Yeah.
I got, if I, I wouldn't be allowed in the water. According to those signs.
Those signs at hotels.
So I sat there, I was a little bit in trouble. And then it was like a pain. In my left side. Got a super pain. And then came home just a classic case of get it out of me.
Wow, good old fashioned good one.
Yeah.
Do you think
that plant did not grow root?
Was it milkweed?
What's it called?
Huh? Do you think it was the plant-based whatever the fuck, or it was that little piece of sushi that you were like, I think there might be butter in this sushi last night? You remember that?
No. That if there's butter in anything, it would be quicker.
Okay.
We had a little sushi dinner last night at the mall.
The mall had a little mall sushi.
Yeah.
A little mall.
Well, it's not mall sushi. It's like a sushi restaurant that's in the Glendale Mall.
If you have sushi at the mall, it's mall sushi, my friend.
That's a nice place that happens to be also
it's
at
good.
a mall.
It's good mall sushi. Yeah. As far as mall sushi goes, it's great.
I don't know if this has any impact on quality of food or how you eat, but when you go to a restaurant, it's like, let's say you've heard it's great.
Yep.
And you go in, if things are a little, not even dirty, but like, let's say they got a wall that has like a clear patch, like a sheetrock patch in it that hasn't been painted, loose tiles, like weird things like that make me go, I don't know if I feel good. And I'm saying this, not if it's like a divey burger joint. In a divey burger joint, I want every wall to be miscolored.
Yeah.
I want water to be shooting out of the toilet. I know this is good.
Yep.
But this place is masquerading as a nice restaurant. That's what my thing is, I think. A place that's pretending to be a nice restaurant. First of all, I got to walk through the kitchen, get on an elevator to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, bathroom's in a weird spot there.
And then in the elevator, there's different colored tiles. There's loose tiles. I could pick one up, see if there's treasure under there.
That's weird.
It made me be like, I don't know what we're eating here. I don't feel comfortable.
But outside,
outside was nice.
They slapped a fresh coat of paint on the outside. That's looking good. That's looking real good.
The world was popping on the outside there.
Good mall sushi. I love a grocery store sushi though, so I'm not your guy.
I'll
go straight to the grocery store.
Sushi.
It's good.
Ralph's. You ever gotten a side pain from a grocery store sushi?
Have I ever got sick?
Side pain?
No.
Sick?
Never, not once. But here's how I know that I like grocery store sushi, specifically from one grocery store, because it's the Ralph's on Alameda in Burbank. I've tried other Ralph's sushi, not as good.
Yeah.
They're doing it right over at Ralph's on Alameda. You live in Burbank? Swing by. It's by the IKEA. Make a whole day of it. Go to Ralph's, get some IKEA, eat it in the parking lot, then go into how did I say it? Then go into IKEA.
You just described
furniture.
Here's what I think what you just described is the
great
15th day after your wife left you.
No.
You're too sad to do it. This is the day when you're like, you know what? I'm going to get some new furniture. I'm going to put it. I got this. It may be a small apartment, but I'm going to do it upright. I'm going to go to IKEA.
No.
And then I'm going to eat this sushi in the parking lot.
I described it 6 months in. You're fully back. You're like, I'm getting back out there. I'm just treating myself to the best sushi in all of Los Angeles at any Ralph's.
I'm not even describing mine as like a bad experience. I mean, you've taken your first shower. It's 2 weeks after you're showering for the first time. You're like, I'm going to go to IKEA. I think maybe even in the back of your mind, you're like, I need a nice couch and bed just in case maybe someone in this world will fuck me again.
Listen, I'll tell you this, and this is not a bit. Moore and I, we went on a date to IKEA. We ate dinner at IKEA. We just strolled around IKEA.
That's not a date.
That was a date we went on.
That's not a date.
How is it not a date? We went out and ate dinner at a place that's not our house, and then perused
I don't think it's a date.
Dinner and a show, my man.
I don't think it's a date.
How is it not a date? Define a date to me.
Well, you define a date to me. You're the one over there calling everything a date.
You and someone you are romantically interested or involved with go to a place.
Any place that's not your house.
Outside of the ordinary.
Any place that's
together.
See, I'm different than this. Like, so Heather and I go to Chipotle for lunch.
Yep.
Last week.
Yep.
That a date to you?
Yeah. Yeah, lunch date.
See, I mean, well, lunch date makes it sound like we're about to sign some documents.
I don't know what you're up to, I think you had a date.
Everything you do together is not a date.
It was a nighttime thing. It was a dinner and a show. Dinner and then the show was IKEA.
No.
Yeah.
I think you guys went to IKEA.
No,
I believe you.
No, we made plans to go to IKEA, eat dinner. We weren't going there to buy anything. We're going there to eat dinner at IKEA.
You don't have any. See, to me, that means that's not as fun. If everything's a date, then what value does a date have?
No, I don't call everything a date.
You just said everything that you do together outside of your house is a date.
No, I said something you do outside of the ordinary that you plan with someone you're romantically interested or involved in would constitute a date to me.
Out of the ordinary for who?
Outside of the for you as two individuals. So
I don't know if I agree with this at all.
Define a date. You're here putting me on trial. What's the law? I don't even know what the law is that I'm contesting here in court.
A date, I think, has to be something. I think like romance. There has to be some element of like this is, even if it's just conversation.
It was romantic.
I think we're I think we also got to plan. It's got to be more planned. And it doesn't have to be. I think a date is like a walk on the beach with a plan. Like there's got to be another thing. Like I don't know. A walk on the beach is a walk on the beach.
Yeah.
You got to do something else to make it a date.
Yeah, we did two things. We got dinner, and then we walked around IKEA.
You went to IKEA and had food they have there.
But we weren't like it wasn't an errand.
How about this?
We didn't need to go shopping.
We're doing this on the fly. I'm trying to make up a definition on the fly.
You're trying to make up a definition that makes you the winner.
Here's the thing. Describe love to me. You're trying to ask me to define something that's hard to define immediately, but it's a thing. Date, I would say this. It's a little bit of fuck, I had it.
Now it's gone?
Yeah, you ruined it with your weird socks.
These are great socks. These are Bengal socks again. I mean,
different pair
for us. Yeah.
I just had a thing like it's
and they're Halloween colors. I mean, what are you talking about?
Two people. I mean, that's classic date.
Yep. Got to start.
I had a thing in my head that I was like, I think I clocked it. Somewhere that like nope.
No.
God, fuck! I
Somewhere
literally had the
right.
words.
Yeah.
If you'd have been here an hour ago, I wasn't so tired I'd have it.
Okay, no, I get that.
I'm telling you.
In this moment, I feel like this is my fault. So yeah.
I'm telling you, you need something. Something that you wouldn't do regularly.
That's what I said.
And call it not a date. Have you guys ever been to IKEA before?
Huh? Yeah.
Have you ever been to IKEA before?
I can't go to a date to a restaurant I've already been to.
No. You've been to that restaurant as a date.
Huh?
Once you go to a restaurant, have you been to a restaurant as a date?
I've also been to that mall we went to last night. You saying I can't go to that mall? I can't take a date to the mall before?
Not. I don't think you're connecting what I'm saying. Like last night, we go to Katsuya.
Yeah.
Sushi joint, whatever. It's you guys have been there before as like a dinner date. You guys have dinner date. You can take a thing and you go, that's a date spot, and we've gone back. Yeah. I don't think you can just take a non-date spot and then make it a date spot.
So if I fucking worked at that Katsuya, I can't take a date to that Katsuya?
No.
Because I work there. I can't recontextualize the thing?
No, you're not connecting the thing. No, I'm telling you as a couple.
I'm taking it down?
You can't can't do something as a couple that you would do as a non-date.
Okay.
As it doesn't, you working at Katsuya, you're fucking on a whole different planet here.
No, I'm
trying to.
You're arguing.
I'm arguing with the guy of the fucking sign in the middle of the road that says Jesus saves. Just stop being crazy.
You're arguing that
as a couple
recontextualize a thing.
As a couple. As a couple.
So we both work at that fucking.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it. It has to be a couple.
I think we could go on a date to IKEA. I think so. Have you guys ever been to IKEA? Feels like a couple.
And also, you know what? As a person that worked at Applebee's, I don't know that you could go to Applebee's as a date. I think it's a hang.
No.
If you both worked at Applebee's and you went to Applebee's, you're doing a hang because it's a bunch of people you know working there.
I think it's a
that
fun
makes
date.
It not a date.
I think it's just a fun date.
Have you been to IKEA together?
It's where we met. It's a nice
Have you been to IKEA together on a non-date?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can never go on a date there.
That's crazy.
Name another place
that we've been together.
I haven't thought this through. You may be able to blow the whole thing up, but you know what? I doubt it.
The place that we've been together.
That was not a date.
That was not a date.
And then you just go sit and make it a date. That's breaking all the rules.
The Grand Canyon.
You've been to the Grand Canyon together.
Yeah.
And then you made it a date a second time.
We went to the Grand Canyon on vacation, right?
You took a romantic trip to the Grand Canyon.
No romance was involved. This was just a trip.
When did you make it a date that it wasn't a date?
No, I'm saying you're asking me to pick a place. I'm saying I could go back and we could make it a date. I could wear a suit. We could get dinner at the thing. I could lay down a picnic blanket on the rim.
No. It's a horrible example.
How is that a bad example?
Because it's already like a romantic-y couples trip thing. You're also not doing a date to the Grand Canyon. That's a vacation.
I could. What if
Unless you lived down the street from it.
Yeah. What if I moved near it? I moved to Arizona.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. You saying you travel for it, I don't even know if I'm saying traveling to a specific destination. I don't think that's a date. I think that's a trip. I think you can go on a date on a trip.
Let me throw this.
But you can't call a trip a date.
I was going to take a girl, and we ended up breaking up before I ever could do this. And were we ever really together? That's up for debate as well. But I was going to take her on a date to the mall where we got smoothies from the Smoothie King. I think I've told you about this. We're going to sit on the beach chairs at Hollister, and then a third thing that I can't remember. But been to that mall before. You saying I can't go on a date in that mall?
Have you been? This is the thing that you're. I don't know if you're doing it just to make me upset. But I'm saying as a couple, a thing that you do as a couple.
We might have been there.
If you go there together,
yep,
that place is no longer a date spot.
If I had been with that girl to the mall, she's got to go to the Charlotte Ruse. You know, get a shirt for.
Is that a store?
Yeah, Charlotte Ruse. Might be Charlotte Ruse. Ruse. Charlotte. It is.
I don't like it.
It's a place.
It sounds like an old lady store.
No, it's a young person store. But if I go with her there, she's got to get a shirt, right? And then you're saying I can't take her on that romantic date I had planned?
You cannot take her to that Charlotte Ruse on a date.
I took her to but it's in the mall.
No.
This is crazy. This is truly crazy.
Because also, here's the thing: you're getting into the, I would say, the sub definitions of this. If you guys were recreating a meet cute.
We were recreating.
I don't even know if I've used that right. Do people like you met at the mall, and you went to the Smoothie King? Like, why were you taking her to the Smoothie King in the Hollister chair?
I forget. I was in high school, man. I forget the specifics of
it.
All I remember is that I had killed it. I'm Googling the dictionary definition of date. All right.
Okay.
To Yeah,
it's probably exactly what I said.
Well, here we go. So first off, it's a noun. It's a particular month, day, and year at which some event happened or will happen.
Oh, we were way off.
That's not what we're looking for. No, to mark. No, I'm not. I'm just getting. Should I get date? How do I? It's not giving me the definition that we're looking for. It's just time.
It's got to be in there. I mean, we're using it. It's a word.
It's a day of the month, verb to have or bear a date, to belong to a particular period, have its origin, verb date, dated, to mark or furnish with a date. You can't use, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a minute since I've been in a school, but you can't use the word in the definition. I thought that was the whole thing.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Good potty, Jolene.
It's not giving me what I want here.
That's what you get in the Outside podcast.
What constitutes a date? How about that? What constitutes a date? Here we go. Although 80% agree that a date is a planned one-on-one hangout, almost 1/4, 24%, also think it is a planned evening with a group of friends. Interesting. And 22% agree that if they ask me out, it is a date. So I don't know. We just got the middle of something.
Here's what you put a thing that we don't like onto a thing we don't like. Where why is this not a definition? This is just they asked 8 people at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, there
has to be a definition for date. Date night. Try date night. Does that work?
What constitutes a date?
Have you seen that movie?
Was it Steve Carell, Tina Fey?
Yep.
A date night is an occasion where a couple dedicates time to be spent together, usually alone, with the purpose of reconnecting and bonding. A date night usually consists of a main activity such as dinner, boom, and a movie, boom, or a few activities planned one after the other.
I think we've got no real definition. What's that from?
That is from Createdwithlove.com.
No.
The internet's #1.
I mean, here's what we need. Do we have a relationship expert?
No.
We need one of those.
We've got to get one of those.
I feel very confident.
Yep.
And like I said, it took me a while to get there.
Yep, you found it.
Something that you do as a couple that is not done as a date.
Yep.
I don't think you can transition into a date unless you're recreating some special event or occasion.
It's a weird definition you got.
It's very clear. I didn't use the word date in it,
I feel like
I'm
really
ahead of the dictionary.
You've backed into your position to,
No, let's say you go to IKEA a bunch with more, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a place you guys went not on a date when you moved in together.
Yep.
First day you moved in together.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Then on top of that, you had gone to a froyo place.
Yep.
And you went down to the Olive Garden. So then here's what I'm saying. You can make that a date if you go froyo, Olive Garden, propose in IKEA.
I got to propose in the IKEA for it to be a date?
You're commemorating the first day she moved in with you.
That's a really that's an extreme date. It has to end in a proposal.
How was that feel when my kids put you on the spot about having a baby last night?
Pretty intense.
How does that? I'm not doing a bit.
And then it took a right turn into, do you have to be married to have a baby? That's where it ended up.
Yeah, don't say much about that right now. My kids are inside. Don't know as much as you do, but as a person, I've never. It's a very kid question. There's nothing behind it. But I'm someone, I see a lot of people on Twitter that's like, here, don't ask. People get very upset when anyone asks a question that they don't love, or you don't know how hard. It's like, I'm someone that I don't care enough about what someone says to me. Like, I don't think someone should be out there doing harm to others. But if someone says, "Are you guys only gonna have 2 kids?" and we tried to have a third and we can't, I would be like, "Yeah, we're done." Like, I'm not gonna subtweet. But some people get upset. Are you guys people that were worried, upset, is it's offensive that you're asking us to have kids?
I mean, yeah, we were.
Then they try to marry you off.
Furious at your children. No, I don't. It's surprisingly not a question we get often for as long as we've been together and don't have children or are married. But
how long have you guys been together?
9 years, coming up on 10 years.
Good gravy.
I don't want to speak for her, but yeah, no, I don't think either of us are offended.
I think Maura came out and said, "I want to have kids."
Huh?
I think she was quick to say we want to have kids.
Did she say it?
I think so.
I don't recall that.
Have you guys talked about it?
We have talked about it. It's been a minute since we've talked about it.
Is that in the cards?
Yeah,
Do you know how to do it?
We've done some research. I want them more.
Do it in IKEA
than she wants them.
I think she said,
to wait.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay, well,
I think she said she was pregnant.
Well, I gotta wrap this up.
You know what? We went to a sushi place. She didn't order sushi. She ordered cooked meat.
Interesting.
That's a huge sign.
Twist.
Congratulations.
I appreciate you saying that. No, but I think the risk. Everyone's different, but the risk is if someone is like, something sad has just happened, and they're living in that headspace. But
yeah,
we're not. So, you want to get into top stories?
Sure.
Well, guess what? We got an update first. Just found out.
Okay. Just now?
Yeah, just found out. This one's coming into us from Candy Davis and Rudy. Do you remember? There was this dude, this fella, living at the airport, O'Hare Airport, for 3 months.
Yeah.
Just living there.
I do.
Got arrested, charged with living at an airport for 3 months.
I think we said we were going to represent him, and we never did.
We did not. But great news is, judge smiled upon him, and no charges. Acquits the man who lived at the airport.
Hey.
Said that he never went into restricted areas, never tried to do anything illegal.
Right on.
Was just living in fear, trying to survive like the rest of us. And
that's great. I hope he just tries to live in that courthouse.
That'd be great.
He just never leaves.
You can go. No, I'm gonna hang out.
I'm all right.
Is
this a public area?
I won't go anywhere I'm not supposed to. Your chambers are safe.
If I'm not mistaken, in the case of Chicago versus me, I'm all right to be here right now. There's precedent now.
What's wild to me is
now that there precedent that he can just go back to the airport and live there forever. Is that how laws work?
I mean, I think everything is literally a case by case basis, but
I think when they rule on a case, that sets a legal precedent.
But I think you have to look at each case individually. That's the whole point of there being a trial, is you're looking at each case individually. Like, if someone committed a crime, you would just look at however they did. Like,
no. I think there's. I mean, I'm not making it up.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying.
But I also
my point is, if he goes back and
Yeah.
just does exactly what he had been doing, they may be able to bring some kind of weird new charge, but he can't be charged for what they charge him for now because there's a legal precedent that says he broke no laws.
But you know how when like the judge wraps up what he says, and look, I'm just not a guy that knows anything about much. I say stuff like that.
You watch Matlock,
but
right?
I think if the judge as he's wrapping up stuff can also be like, but if I see you in here again for like, I think if you were to get that same judge, he could reverse his decision, right?
Well, I think that in that case is when someone says, like a judge says, you're guilty of doing this, but I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go easy on you. I'm not going to give you a thing. You said acquitted of all charges because he broke no laws.
Well, I mean, let me get into it.
You can't. Well, we're in court right now. It is or it isn't.
He was arrested for trespassing,
right?
So,
and the judge says he didn't do that.
Well, yeah,
it would be different if the judge says you're guilty of trespassing, but you didn't break anything and you didn't hump anything, so I'm not going to put you in jail. But if I catch you doing it again, I'm going to send you up the river, pal. I'm going to send you right up the river. You look at me when I'm talking to you.
You're living in the airport for 3 months, right?
Yeah.
You're in the airport for 3 months. You're just living.
I know where you're going.
You're getting
the answer is yes.
You jerk off at the airport?
I mean, yeah.
You do?
You have to.
I
think it's medical. How long can you go without doing it?
I think your whole life you can go.
No.
I think you can.
No, your balls start to hurt.
Well, you'll do it in your sleep.
I'm a guy that's gone long periods of time without sex.
Yeah.
And I've gotten adult blue balls from not like watching
just being a guy?
porn or just living my life.
Living life.
I would say living a sadder life than normal at those times. And a life where I'm not even thinking about sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get adult blue balls.
But I think the thing is you go out in the world, like, I think it's different. Well, I guess he's, in an airport and there's people around, but like, I wonder what it would be like if you just lived in a room. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like you're in prison, you're in solitary confinement, you're not seeing anybody, what your experience would be if you didn't do it.
I think you get blue balls.
You think so?
Because I think semen just starts to get made every once in a while and then it gets backed up.
Anybody ever check to see if they actually turn blue?
I have. They don't.
No?
Yeah, you see pictures of the ports now? With all the ships just hanging out because there's a clog at the ports.
Yeah,
that's what blue balls.
You think that's what it looks like down there?
Yeah, you look in there. There's just a bunch of.
It's like just one guy can't back out.
Just like
gotta go
sperm
forward.
honking at each other.
Yeah,
you fucking go.
I had a good old fashioned stare down with a guy in a parking garage trying to go the wrong way down the thing.
I don't deal with that.
He confidently went past me. He went around me. I didn't move.
I hate wrong way guy.
Wrong way guy. But that's our update. So that guy's free.
And also, wet dreams happen, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your body will take care of itself.
You could probably get blue balls before that.
Well, I think you're having that because your body needs to get rid of it. I think it's all connected.
That's my point. Like, you're having that, and it hurts, then maybe that happens. I have not had. I don't know that I've ever had a wet dream. Do they call it a wet dream?
Yep, that's what they call them. How about this?
I was about to say it. I knew it the whole time, and I was like, I don't like. There's got to be another way to say it.
How about this? You know how we did that episode where I ate 3,000 calories?
You didn't do it.
How I did it. Let's do an episode where next week, you and I both, in the intervening time, we try and have one,
Try to have blue balls?
We try to have a wet dream. We just commit to it. We just see if we can do it.
A wet daydream?
Wet daydream.
I think that one's illegal. I think a regular wet dream is fine, but a wet daydream is a weird guy on the bus.
Just looking off. All right, you want to go? Now we can go into top story here, okay? This one...
All right, we're going to cut this short.
This story poured in from Matthew Pollock, Triple J, James, Julian Capron, Jeff Byrne, and the one, the only, Timmy Jernigan, okay? Now get a load of this, because you got a load of it. This hero saved thousands by eating every meal at Six Flags.
Oh, I love this guy.
So this guy... living in there's two guys now. So
this saved thousands of dollars. You made it sound like he's a local hero.
Well, that's how they frame
a bunch of lives.
This saved. Well, that's the headline. That's not my fault. I'm not adding that.
It says thousands. It doesn't say
this
dollar
hero
sign?
saved thousands by eating every meal at Six Flags.
Dude, I read an article the other day that, and I am someone that I don't think I've ever confidently put a semicolon in a sentence. I'm not a grammar police guy.
Yeah.
I think that writing is the message you're trying to convey getting into the heads of the reader.
I'm on record on this podcast as that's just what talking is too.
I agree with it, unless I disagreed when you said it.
Most times.
But I read an article the other day. This is going to go nowhere. Just in the idea of like, I read it. I had to read each paragraph 2 or 3 times. They did a thing where there were like, second paragraph. It starts with a quote.
Yep.
It's like, I've never had a birthday party, said Stone, but they've never said the first name or the relation of the person to the subject in the article. Yep. It was the most fucking confusing. I was like, is this just what it is now? You can't, because these corporations aren't paying people, like, are they not paying enough to get good writers? Are they not paying the writers enough to feel like they have to do a good job? Or are they not paying editors? I feel like we have like an active dumbing down, and it seems like it's just because nobody's paying anybody. Am I crazy?
Well, we got a helicopter going straight over top of us.
You think that's going to show up on the microphone?
It will, because it did on the it did on last week's episode when I was editing.
That's fun.
A thing. That's just a low flying police helicopter.
That's regular flying around here.
But I don't know if you're making it into like a larger societal issue. You could have just read a thing that a bad writer wrote,
But it was in a major publication.
Which one?
Bloomberg.
Yeah, I mean, they could have bad writers. I don't know.
I also don't want to call the person a bad writer. I read it so many times. I was like, what the article was about. Did part of it fall off? Did I black out? Why am I missing this? Yeah, anyway.
I think maybe you just ran into a bad one.
So this guy at Subway here.
We got 2 guys. That's the update of this article. 2 fellas doing the same thing.
Oh, no. How'd the second guy get in?
Well, the article came out about the first guy, whose name is, I don't know if we have his name, but he's 33-year-old electrical engineer. He spent $150 a year to eat all of his meals at Six Flags.
Where's this from?
Even
though I sent it. If there's no name, I don't trust it.
Thetakeout.com. But the second name is Dylan, who goes by Manchild versus Life on YouTube. But the reason that we know that is because he is living in a van. He's filming. He's got like a vlog going. He films his whole experience living in a van. And this is how he eats. He lives in a van. And so what happens is, if you buy, which this number is way lower than I thought it would be. What do you think a yearly membership to Six Flags costs?
$150.
$64.99. That's how much it costs to have an annual pass to Six Flags. Way lower than you think.
The other guy
paid
$150.
Well, so
also parking, right?
$64.99 is how much a season pass costs. Then under season pass add-ons, you'll find dining options. Okay, so Six Flags offers 2-meal season dining, which includes lunch, dinner, and a snack, for $109.99.
Okay.
So for $100.
What about parking?
I don't know. We're not getting into parking here. But
that's the thing that blows this whole thing up.
But if you walk in, you park off site, you walk in. I don't know what you're doing.
Where are you parking?
I don't know. Down the street. I don't know. I have all the information you have. I have a little more, like this whole thing's falling apart. Article in front of me. But I got to assume if you buy a season pass to Six Flags, parking is included in that. I could be wrong.
No way, right?
But even if parking is another $100 to eat for a year, $250.
Well, if parking's $5, then it's even better. But you can't just make up a number. You ever been to a theme park? Parking's like $40.
But I'm saying
a day.
No, but if you have a season pass, you're not paying daily parking rates. You're getting some number for a parking pass.
Okay.
And you show it.
Well, they should say that.
Well, I don't have it.
Here we go.
You're looking at
Six Flags, parking included.
Parking is included in the season pass?
Hold on. We're almost there.
Because it feels like maybe parking is included in the season pass from what you're saying. I don't know. All I know is that I'm vamping right now.
No. Just keep going. We're doing it. I mean, gold member includes parking. Boom.
There it is. Okay.
So $8 a month.
Yeah.
If you do $8 a month, you get parking.
Yeah.
So now we're dealing with $109 a year plus $8 a month, and you're eating.
And you're eating 2 meals a day and a
And
snack.
they're only eating 2 meals a day. So there's not a breakfast in there.
No breakfast. I
I
guess it
think
doesn't
they're gonna
open.
die is my concern.
Well, so I guess it started pretty rough. Is that it's like they call it carnival food. They got burgers, fries, pizza. You know what I mean? But apparently, over time, Six Flags, like all other places, has evolved to include things like tri-tip sandwiches, carne asada salads, vegan options. So it's not like you're going, to some swanky health food restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're eating tater tots and corn dogs every day. So
theme park food, even like Disney, like great California Adventure, I think the food is better.
I don't know. We've never been to
And
California
then
Adventure.
Disney, I haven't found a decent food there, but maybe there is somewhere hidden in the park. But it's not regularly available.
I'll tell you what we had was pretty good. We had a
turkey leg.
No, we had a broccoli cheddar soup in a bread bowl.
Yeah, that's
good.
not what I'm looking for.
It was good.
The zoo has bad food.
The Los Angeles Zoo.
If we can know anybody there that can make some changes to the menu.
The Los Angeles Zoo, I've never had a proper meal at, but what I'll tell you that they do
I've had many of them.
Is churros and Dole Whips, which people lose their shit for.
What's a Dole Whip?
A Dole Whip is a Disney thing. It's like a pineapple soft serve.
Oh.
Pineapple vanilla soft serve that people go goo gaga for. That they got that. So if you're looking for a good dessert, they also got a churro sundae. They got strong desserts at
I can't have a churro sundae
at the zoo. Well, you can have that churro. But would you do this? Would you do this? Would you do this?
Why are you asking so
many times?
Would
you do this?
What are you doing right now?
I'm just trying to find out if you would do this.
Well, I know you are because you've asked so many times.
But would you do it?
But what are you asking?
If you would eat at a Six Flags every day.
I don't think I would. I think I would. Here's what I'm also saying. As I'm about to say, I think I would not feel well because I'm eating. I'm thinking about what I eat regularly, and I'm like, you know what? It's probably just the drive. That's probably the only reason I wouldn't do it.
Even if you lived in a van, right, and you can live by a Six Flags, right? How much of your day is spent just getting into the Six Flags to eat?
I bet not as much as you think.
You think it's quick?
I bet there's a season pass entrance or something, especially now with these digital tickets and stuff. I think you're walking in.
How quick do you think from deciding
because also
it's time for lunch to I'm starting my day again?
Depends on
you
how
can get in and out of a
That's
Six
the
Flags.
problem. I mean, you got one restaurant in the entire you got to be near Six Flags every time you want to eat.
Well, right, but I'm saying you're near Six Flags.
I think you're in and out in 5-10 minutes.
No way.
Not out.
That's
I think you're in.
Crazy.
I think you're in 5 minutes.
You think you're in?
I didn't mean to say
minutes?
Out. I think you're in 5.
I think you get in. There's probably no line to get in.
That's what
with
I'm
your
saying.
Season pass, but you got to park. You got to take a tram.
No,
to
Six
the
Flags.
Gate.
If we're talking about most Six Flags or the Six Flags I'm thinking of, it's a parking lot like the zoo where you park and you walk in. It's not Disneyland.
Equating it to Kings Island in Cincinnati, which has a huge parking lot. You're far from the entrance when you park. You either got to take a tram or it's like a 10, 15-minute walk to where you show them your ticket, you get into the park. Then from there, you got to go into the park and find the restaurant. It could be deep. It could be in the middle of the park. You don't know where it is. And then you got to get out.
Your steps in.
You got to get back to your car, and then you got to go take a little trip.
But you're getting your steps in.
Well, that's great. But I'm saying I think you're looking at a 2-hour lunch, 2-hour dinner every day. I think 4 hours of your life every day is just eating.
Is there a place that you would pay $150 a year to eat every meal?
Skyline.
Are you doing a bit?
No.
You would die.
No.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
I could do it.
Is there any fiber there?
Yeah.
Where could you find fiber there?
Hot dogs.
You know what fiber is?
No.
Okay.
But they got salads. They got a lot of salads.
Well, that would be the answer.
Boom.
Spinach?
They got iceberg.
Oh, that's zero nutrition.
Got a lot of iceberg.
Just with a bunch of dressing?
Iceberg. Well, they got some olives. They got a Greek salad. People love their Greek salad. They got a garden salad. They got some French fry dishes.
Here's what I'm going to ask you.
They got a black beans and rice, which is the vegetarian chili option. I could eat that.
I
could do it.
If I outlive you.
Uh-huh.
Which seems likely.
Does it?
Just by what you would do if you had $150 a year.
Yeah.
And I go to your funeral. I just want to ask, your whole family's there.
Yep.
Everybody you know.
All of them.
It's busy, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Do you think people would get the tribute if I dumped Skyline chili all over you?
I mean, how are you
doing
doing
open casket?
I think
politely. But it's like a thing because
Yeah.
you love Skyline chili so much,
Right.
and I pour it over you,
Right.
and then sprinkle a bunch of cheese on you,
I hear what you're saying.
and you see it's beautiful.
I think if you like put a can in the casket, you maybe get some tears from some people. But if you come with a can opener,
You don't eat it.
and also I don't know.
Open the can and you pour it on something.
Also,
that's what I'm doing
you're
for
saying
you.
you're speaking as a guy who's never opened a can of Skyline chili. It doesn't just it's horrific what it looks like when it comes out of the can. So,
but you pour it on food.
People are no, you could pour it into a pan. You cook it up first.
I'll cook it. Fine.
Okay,
what
cook
I'm
it up.
asking is if it's cooked.
No, I think
and I pour it on you.
I don't think people
you
view
look
it
at
as a tribute.
You ever seen a casket?
Huh?
Kind of looks like a hot dog bun.
I get what you're saying. Put a little mustard.
Yeah. You want me to sprinkle mustard on you?
I think you go mustard first, chili, because I get it with mustard. I get no onions. You put onions on there.
That's what I'm yelling at people as they're trying to stop me.
Charge you, yeah.
He puts onions on it. He puts onions on it.
I'll tell you, put a little kit, but it's all largely irrelevant because I'll be out in the middle of the woods. You guys will just take me out to it.
I'm making sure that doesn't happen.
Just leave me. Moore is also on team not having. But what I think is what I have
done cremating you.
Is that I have said it so much that I believe if I die unexpectedly, you guys will feel too guilty doing it any other way. You'll just take me out to the woods. You'll just do it. Because I'm so on record. That's what I want more than anything.
I don't know if you know me.
No. I know you well enough. You're super sad I'm dead, and then you got to just look at yourself.
I am super sad. I am super sad that you're dead. I'm not going to lie to you.
Sad.
I'm very sad you're dead.
You're so sad.
But I'm also a man of my word, and I love to feel like I won.
No.
And I think that's how I win this podcast.
But you got to live with that forever.
Is this our 200th episode?
No, we're one shy.
Okay.
One shy. You think I should die?
Did you say you were going to die on the 200th and I get to cremate you?
Just see what happens. Let's give it a shot. Let's go top story number 2 here. Top story number 2. Look at this. You're 2 for 2 on today's episode, sending in stories. Hey, Matt Dubois and Tommy Johnagin, okay?
Yeah, that good old Matt Dubois.
We go to Idaho for this bad boy, okay? Lost hiker ignored calls from rescuers because of the unknown number. This guy's lost in the woods.
Yeah.
For just like an hour. He's lost for like an hour. He's an hour late getting back.
He's not lost.
He's a little lost.
I mean, I didn't read that detail or wouldn't have sent it.
He's a little lost. People are looking for him for an hour.
People are not lost. It's an hour.
People are looking for him. It's getting dark. There's a curfew. People often get lost and are in peril on this hike.
He's not enough for to worry about. He's on a hike.
He's on a hike.
He's on a longer hike than he had thought he was going on.
Which I would say, if that's the case, this guy might be a little lost. He might be in trouble. No. If you're waiting for it, I'm an hour late. We go on a hike together, right?
You were an hour late today.
I won't say an hour. I'd say half hour.
You were an hour late.
I said I was going to be here at 2. I think I got here at 2:30.
I think you got here and we started at 3:15.
I can't. That doesn't factor into my late time. Look.
Does to me.
We're on a hike together. You and me. We're going up into Runyon Canyon, okay? I get up there. I say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling a little tired. You go on ahead. I'll meet you there. All right?
Is that what happened in this one?
No, but I'm just giving her an example. All right? I'm an hour. You're waiting for me for an hour. You don't call anybody. You don't start looking for me. An hour.
Yeah, I walked
on
down
a 20-minute hike. No. Also, do you pick up the phone if number you don't recognize on a hike? You're lost. Like, do you think? Let's say this. You're lost on a hike. You're legit lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a call from an unknown number that you believe to be a spam call. You get a lot of those, right? Do you, lost hiker, knowing that you need to save the battery on your phone so that you can call for help, think in the moment that you can communicate with this spam call, like you could get them to find you?
You brought up a good point. If you're saving battery and you're planning, like, why hasn't he called anyone?
That's a good question.
Why isn't he sending his location to people?
Great question. One of your best. But what I'm asking you is,
how much battery I have? Because that's the question I'm asking back to you.
Someone calls you and they say, hey, the IRS has tried to contact you a few times. And
how much battery do I have on my phone in this scenario?
25%.
I'll answer a call.
You think that you could get one of these people from whatever country they're in calling you to let go of whatever scam they're trying to run and be like, oh shit, I've reached a guy.
I mean, this is a huge hole in this news story. Now that we think about it a little more, is if we're supposed to believe he could have been saved by a phone call, why wasn't he calling other people?
It's a great question. But what I'm asking you is, You think you could talk to a robocall?
No, because I mean, if you answer, I think he wasn't able. He didn't think it was helpful to answer the phone because he would have called someone.
Yep.
I think, right? Okay. If you go like, I'm lost,
mm-hmm.
I need to call my aunt,
right,
and let her know where I am so they can come find me.
Yep.
Then you're calling someone. It's not about ignoring the calls. If you don't call out, then what does an incoming call matter?
But I'm saying I call you. All things equal, I call you.
It pops up Alex Stone?
No, pops up unknown, possibly spam call. And I say, hey, I've contacted you about your home
loan. I guess
what
I'm saying is I probably don't answer it because in my mind I'm like, that's spam. I need to save the battery. And if I'm not calling out, then I've accepted in my mind that a phone call isn't going to save me.
But so you think that you would do what this guy did and not pick up the unknown number? Okay. That's a huge twist. I don't know. It depends on how in peril I feel. Like if I'm shivering at the top, night has fallen, temperatures are dropping.
Then I'm asking, why didn't you just call someone?
I don't know. I can't get a hold of anybody. But for some reason, I'm searching for service. All of a sudden, I get service. This call comes through.
If I'm in that scenario where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm real worried.
Yep.
The light's going down. It's freezing. I've called people and they aren't answering.
Yep.
And I get an unknown call. I probably answer it because then I go, you know what? If it's a human being, I can say, hey, I'm not fucking around here. I'm lost in the woods. I need you to contact the police in Runyon Canyon and tell them I'm lost.
Here's what I want to do for the 200th episode is I want to record you trying to do this with a spam call and see what happens. Wouldn't that be fun?
I haven't answered a spam call in forever. Are they people?
Sometimes they're people.
If it's a person, I can do it.
You think? But do you think, as you said that, because they are committing a crime, they are trying to defraud you of money or your identity, these spam calls?
No, not all of them are.
Yes, they're trying to rob you of...
Some of them are political fundraising calls.
Okay, aside...
What are you saying?
I'm talking a scam call. Someone that's
How
talking
do I
about
know it's a scam call?
Someone's talking about your home loan.
How do I know it's a scam
the IRS
call?
Is trying
How
to
do
call
you know it's a scam call and not some fundraiser call or not some... like
9 times out of 10.
Do you answer all of them?
I don't answer, but I've answered a lot of them.
No.
I've answered quite a few.
I bet. Here's what I want you to do. I want you this week to answer every one of them.
Okay, I will.
And then give us a stat of how many of them are.
You want me to?
Yeah.
I will.
I mean, are you registered to vote and do you vote?
Yes.
I bet some of them. I bet
some of them
are political.
I bet some of them are, but I bet most of them, 51% of them are trying to steal from me.
I think you got to answer every call then.
But these criminals that are trying to steal from you, I don't think you could get them to call the police. I don't think you could convince them that you were in enough trouble that they would call the police from the place of their criminal activity.
I say I blindfold you.
Okay.
Drive for a while.
All right.
Drop you off.
With you so far.
And then you just have your phone at 100%.
Okay.
The only thing you can answer is unknown calls.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. I think what you and I just did.
And if you die?
You and me? I think we just came up with a new hit reality show, my man.
And if you die, I dump chili all over you.
All right.
What does it look like when you open it?
A lot of grease. A lot of bright orange grease.
Orange?
Yep. Bright orange grease in the can.
But
you get that out. You get that out. And then you cook it up. And then it melts down. You can't even tell. It's delicious. Grease adds a lot of flavor.
Pick your favorite story. We got to go. We got trick-or-treating in a little bit here. The sun's starting to go down.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to skip right to local sex. All right. Matt Dubois.
Man, now, hot show for Matt.
Have done in the past, you and Matt, you're stars of the show. Me and you have talked in recent weeks.
I don't like how this is starting with local sex.
About a few stories of sex-related injuries, okay? I have in front of me, right, a story titled, I'm a Sexologist. Didn't know that was a title. I'm a sexologist, and these are the 3 most common sex-related injuries I see. Now, I want you to put aside everything we've talked about in the past, because that is a sexual injury. But what do you think are the 3 most common sexual injuries? Not the most traumatic.
Broken or sprained boner.
Do you think that is one of the 3 most common sex injuries? It is not.
Really?
Yeah, it is not.
Well, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. This first one, I'll give you the first one.
Can I guess?
You can guess.
What, are you in a hurry?
Well, that was one guess. You got one bright red X.
Oh, I get we're going Family Feud?
Yeah, Family Feud style. You got one big red X. It's not looking good for you. Now you got to navigate a couple things here.
So,
keep thinking. I'm gonna
can I go vague? Pulled muscle.
Oh, can I tell you something? You just nailed number one, my man.
Really?
Nailed number one. Muscle soreness is the number one. I'm going to give it to you,
come on.
Right?
We're calling that an injury?
The hint that I was going to give you was this one. That's tough. It's a tough one.
God.
But you did get it.
I think we got to get a new sexologist.
As number one. Number two.
I need a new sexologist on the show. Don't you say it. I still got two red X's.
I'm going to say number 2 and number 3 are more.
What are you doing?
I'm not telling you what they are. I'm just saying they're more what you would view as an injury. And I'll tell you, number 3, I don't think you're going to get. But go on. Number 3, I don't think you're going to get.
Are either of them particularly? Is it offensive if I say gross? Like gross in a make you cringe way if you saw it happen or if it happened to you.
I mean, the word they use to describe what number 2 is I could see a world where it makes some people cringe. I could see that. I could visualize that.
What do you call it when you
also visualize number 3 doing that too?
What's it called when you rip your butthole or the inside of your butthole?
Okay, I don't know what that a fissure. What I'll say to you is number 2, tearing. So you got it.
Tearing in your butthole?
Tearing
or in vaginal walls?
Yes, tearing wherever you're putting whatever you're putting in there.
Yeah.
If you tear that, that's number 2. That's the second most common.
So I guessed it.
You guessed it.
Right.
So that's 1 and 2. Now number 3, I'm on record as saying I don't think you're going to get.
All right.
This is the third most common sexual related injury.
Here's the thing. I was going to say rupture eardrum, but that just may be the way I like it. So it's not an official guess.
Not on the board. Okay.
So number 3.
Number 3 with a bullet.
I'm going to go. I'm going to ask a hinty question.
Okay.
And you give me a hinty answer.
Okay.
Is it a sex injury or is it a result injury? What I'm getting at, is it like you bump heads and you got a black eye? Or is it directly from the sex?
It is from sex. It is from sex. It is from a type of sex. There's your hint.
Not a broken boner.
Not a broken boner.
We've already tore things up.
Things are ripped. Things are torn. Jeans got holes in them. You're sore. You're tore. What else you?
And I don't think we're calling it an injury from dry jizz ripping your pubes out, right?
No. No. That is not on the list. Might be number 4, but I don't have it on my top 3 over here.
That was way. Was that dirtier than I wanted it to be? It's
pretty dirty.
Seemed real dirty.
Yeah, on the chart. It's up there on the chart.
So I'm gonna guess.
Take your
kind
guess.
of like a bruised taint.
Not a bruised taint. What I will tell
tailbone,
you,
broken tailbone.
No, sore throat. That's number
from
3.
all the yelling.
Yeah, not from the yelling.
Huh?
From the other stuff. Sore throat.
From the poking.
From the poking.
Really?
From the rubbing. Yeah.
Huh.
Sore throat. The third most common.
I don't know that I would have gotten there.
Because if you're a sexologist, I mean, maybe this is someone's coming, but I feel like that means that you've gone to the doctor. You're like, I don't know what this is. And the doctor worked backwards and was like, I know what that is. But we also did a story. Remember we did that story
tested
about
positive for a good time.
Remember when we did that story about dentists can tell when you've given oral sex because they could tell that it was you. Yeah, we did. We did a story where
I'm sure we did.
If you go to the dentist, they could tell because there's some bruising that happens in the back of your throat. So a dentist, you get your mouth open, they can tell. Yeah.
I think I've told this. I think on the podcast where I wouldn't rub one out for like for a couple days. If I was going to give a urine sample for a physical, I wouldn't rub one out for like a few days because I didn't want
afraid
them to call and be like, "You pervert!
There's jizz in here, you freak!
This stuff is swimming everywhere." Well, how
you
about that?
Happy Halloween!
Have you had any of those injuries?
I have not sustained any of that. I've probably been sore. I've been sore.
Yeah, I've had that.
Sore legs.
I don't know if that counts as an injury though.
Apparently, it does. It's the most common. It's number 1. With a bullet.
This generation.
All right. I found out the youngest generation is the next generation is. Do you know what they're called?
Like my kids?
Yeah.
What?
Generation Alpha.
Ah.
You don't like it? I thought it's the coolest one.
I don't like the precedent it's setting.
Yeah, I think they fucking
I feel like
got the coolest.
Everett feels it. You know what I mean? She acts like she's the Generation Alpha. Huh. All right. Well, send us your stories, Local Pod, on Twitter and whatever the other bullshit is on Instagram. Do you know it?
The Local News Pod.
Huh.
Or the local news. I'm just telling you, guys. Just
anyway,
throw in all
Alex
the versions.
has got some bullshit.
Alex Stone Comedy on Twitter, Alex Stone 11 on Instagram. Find me.
Follow everything. I'm at Tommy Johnagin. Subscribe to YouTube and like and comment and see you.
Bye.